all having a very good day today, and welcome to a new video on my channel. I'm right now in my bed and I'm feeling very comfortable and kind of in a safe environment, which is important because the topic that I'm going to be talking about today is rather serious, and that is sexual assault and sexual abuse. Recently there has been so much discussion on this topic when it comes to social media and the news, and I also really wanted to speak up about this topic because I definitely really have my opinion on this, and I want to help break the silence when it comes to sexual assault and sexual abuse. Now, this video is in collaboration with the Dutch foundation called Fonds Slachtofferhulp and Viva magazine, and I feel very honored to be working with a foundation like Fonds Slachtofferhulp. They are a Dutch foundation, and one of the things that they do is to provide with help for victims of sexual assault and sexual abuse, and they provided me with necessary information on this topic that I didn't know. If you're watching this video right now and you've experienced sexual assault or sexual abuse, or you know someone that has experienced that and you want to help yourself or that person but you don't know how, please watch this video. I'm going to start with a couple of facts. Did you know that 1 in 8 women in the Netherlands, only in the Netherlands, become victim of sexual assault every year? And that means that there are 100,000 new victims of sexual abuse every year in the Netherlands alone, let alone over the whole wide world. And one of the biggest issues when it comes to sexual assault and sexual abuse is that women or men are too scared to break the silence and to actually do something about their situation and talk to someone about it, or go to authorities or to the police to actually break the silence and help their situation. This is all based on a couple of notions that are very entrenched in our society that makes people feel like they are the persons to blame when it comes to sexual assault or sexual abuse. It can be very hard to seek for help when you're in a situation like this because of victim blaming. A lot of people actually blame the victim of sexual assault or sexual abuse and not the assaulter or the abuser. Another factor is familiarity with the assaulter, which makes the situation even more complicated. And a lot of victims are also ashamed of what happened to them and they don't want to share it. So when it comes to my personal experience, I've never really shared this, and one of the reasons why is that I never thought people would take it seriously. I feel like a lot of girls or guys experience this, and that's when you're in clubs or in public transport. Now, in clubs, I don't even know how often I've been grabbed by my ass or whatever when I was in a club. And I mean, I don't go out that often, and I feel like there's no excuse for any person to be touching you unwillingly, against your will. That should never be okay. And although it happened to me, I would never say anything about it because I felt like I couldn't, because I was too scared that the guy would become aggressive or something, or make a joke about it. It was just, I hated it, but I didn't want to do anything about it because I felt like I couldn't do anything about it because I thought I just had to deal with it, even though it was not my fault. Another thing that happened to me when I was rather young, and I will never forget it, and it actually caused me to have this, I guess, kind of irrational fear of taxis, is one time, I think I was around like 15, 16, I was quite young, and I was actually going to figure skating class because at that time I was still figure skating a lot, and I lived quite far from the ice skating rink, but I usually cycled there, of course, obviously, or I would carpool with one of my teammates. However, that time I think none of my teammates could carpool me, and I think my bike was broken or something. So my mom couldn't bring me, so she ordered a taxi for me, like, you know, this taxi is going to pick you up from home and then we'll bring you to the figure skating rink. So when the taxi arrived and I got in, there was this guy driving it, and I instantly had a very bad feeling about him because there was something about the way he looked at me that was just making me feel very uncomfortable. Figure skating dresses are quite short, and although I was wearing very thick tights under it, it was, kind of revealing, I guess. I already felt more uncomfortable than usual being in this car with this guy. During the car ride, it was okay, I guess. He was asking me like all these personal questions about what I was doing, and he already knew where I lived and why I was alone and why I needed a taxi and things like that. And at that time I was just too afraid to like say stop, I don't want to talk to you. So I just answered. And then we finally arrived at the figure skating rink, and I wanted to get out of the car, and the car was locked. He locked the car. And I still remember how my heart was panicking at that time, because I was like, okay, I need to get out, and I cannot get out. I was completely frozen at that time, and I remember this guy like asking questions like, oh, do you want to do something fun, and oh, why are you wearing like something so short like this, oh, you look so nice. And I remember like him touching my hand and my tie. Fortunately enough, I became kind of panicky, and I didn't even say like, oh, don't touch me, but I said like, oh, I need to go to my figure skating, like I'm late, my class is already beginning. And because I was like so panicky and all over the place, he stopped and he unlocked the door. And I'm very fortunate enough that nothing worse than that happened, but it could have happened. And after that I was just I think after that it took me around, I guess around like 8 years before I finally took a taxi again, because I was just too nervous to be in a car with someone that I didn't know. And a lot of research that I've been doing recently and also previous year was about feminist theories when it comes to speech. There's actually many relevant theories on this topic. Why is it so difficult for women to say no in a situation? Now, this is based on theories of Ray Langton and Catherine McKinnon. I'm actually reading them again for another course that I'm taking, which is International Human Rights for Women. In short, this feminist approach on speech actually claims that even though a woman can say no, society will not take her no serious and will actually make it a yes. And this is a direct violation of most national and international laws when it comes to the freedom of speech, because women's rights are also human rights, and women should always be able to speak up and to be able to make their point. How often does it happen when a girl says, no, I don't want to do this with you, to a guy, and this guy thinks, oh, she's just playing hard to get, she's just playing games. She maybe says no, but she means yes, and he will still try to get it on with her. This has to do with the social notions that women are just not being taken seriously by society, and this definitely needs to change. And one of the things how we can change this is by speaking up, breaking the silence, and educating ourselves and others. Now, what can you do if you're a victim or you know someone that has been sexually abused or assaulted? Is to not stay silent and speak up. You are not alone. There are, unfortunately, but very truly, so many others that have been through the same experiences, and they can help you. It's very important to seek for professional help as soon as possible, and down below I'll put a phone number that you can call if you're in a situation like this, and I will also put a link to Fonds Slachtofferhulp. If you actually seek help within 7 days, your chances for medical and physical problems will actually be smaller. So definitely don't wait and seek help as soon as possible. You should not feel like you cannot walk alone at certain areas at certain times. You should not feel like you cannot wear a short skirt or a sexy outfit just because you're scared for wrong attention. And you should not be scared to speak up when you're in a situation like this because you're afraid of more aggression or not being heard at all. That's why I really wanted to use my platform and share my experience with you guys. And just don't feel alone because there's so many others that are going through the same thing. Of course, the hashtag #MeToo on social media definitely made a big impact on a lot of people. But also Lady Gaga actually made a video clip talking about her experience when it comes to sexual assault and sexual abuse. Also, for all my Dutchies, you can use the hashtag #AlsHetJouOverkomt if you want to share your experience. Now, if you found it interesting hearing me talk about this topic and also more of the feminist theories, the philosophical feminist theories behind an issue like this, definitely check out my publication in Viva magazine. It's actually my very first real publication. Viva magazine is a Dutch magazine, by the way, and the article is in Dutch too. So yeah, definitely check it out if you want to read a little bit more about it. I tried to really structure this video, but I feel like it's a little bit all over the place. But that's just because I even got a little bit emotional filming this video. Because, yeah, I just think it's horrible that so many girls and guys have to go through something like this. And I really hope that people being open with their experiences, me being open with my experiences and just using my platform to gain more attention to this topic will definitely make it better, and hopefully we can change this. So let me know in the comments down below if you have any personal experience or what you think of this topic at all. Even if you just post me too, or for my Dutchies, #AlsHetJouOverkomt. Yeah, just let me know what you think about this. Don't forget to give my video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss any other videos. And I'll talk to you very soon. Bye guys.